Welcome to Y105's Reading Radio. We're really excited about reading and hope you are too. Today we are going to read a passage from The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. As you may know, Dorothy and her dog Toto got caught up in a tornado that blew their house all the way to Oz. She has put on the witch's shoes and her blue and white dress and started her journey to find the great Oz. There are several roads nearby, but it did not take her long to find the one paved with the yellow bricks. Within a short time, she was walking briskly toward the Emerald City, her silver shoes tinkling merrily on the hard yellow-red road bed. The sun shone bright, and the birds sang sweetly, and Dorothy did not feel nearly so bad as you might think a little girl who had been suddenly whisked away from her own country and set down in the midst of a strange land. She was surprised as she walked along to see how pretty the country was about her. There were neat fences at the side of the road, painted a dainty blue color, and beyond them were fields of grain and vegetables in abundance. Evidently, the Munchkins were good farmers and able to raise large crops. Once in a while, she would pass a house, and the people came out to look at her and bow low as she went by, for everyone knew she had been the means of destroying the wicked witch and setting them free of the bondage. The houses of the Munchkins were odd-looking dwellings, for each was round and with a big dome for a roof. All were painted blue, for in this country of the East, blue was the favorite color. Toward evening, when Dorothy was tired of her long walk and began to wonder where she would pass the night, she came to a house rather larger than the rest. On green lawn before it, many men and women were dancing. 5 little fiddlers played as loudly as possible, and the people were laughing and singing, while a big table nearby was loaded with delicious fruits and nuts, pies and cakes, and many other good things to eat. The people greeted Dorothy kindly and invited her to supper and to pass the night with them, for this was the home of one of the richest Munchkins in the land, and his friends were gathered with him to celebrate their freedom from the bondage of the wicked witch. Dorothy ate a hearty supper and was waited upon by the rich Munchkin himself, whose name was Bock. Then she sat upon a set and watched the people dance. When Bock saw her silver shoes, he said, "You must be a sorceress." "Why?" asked the girl. "Because you wear silver shoes and have killed the wicked witch. Besides, you have white in your frock. Only witches and sorcerers wear white." "My dress is blue and white checked," said Dorothy, smoothing out the wrinkles in it. "It is kind of you to wear that," said Bock. "Blue is the color of the Munchkins, and white is the witch color, so we know you are friendly a witch." Dorothy did not know what to say to this, for all the people seemed to think her a witch, and she knew very well she was only an ordinary girl who had come by the chance of a cyclone into a strange land. When she had tired watching the dancing, Bock led her into the house, where he gave her a room with a pretty bed, and the sheets were made of blue cloth, and Dorothy slept soundly in them until morning, with Toto curled up on the blue rug right beside her. She ate a hearty breakfast and watched a wee Munchkin baby who played with Toto and pulled his tail and crowded, and laughed in a way that greatly amused Dorothy. Toto was a fine curiosity to all people, and for they had never even seen a dog before. "How far is it to Emerald City?" the girl asked. "I do not know," answered Bock gravely, "for I have never been there. It is better for people to keep away from the Oz, unless they have business with him, but it is a long way to the Emerald City, and it will take you many days. The country here is rich and pleasant, but you must pass through rough and dangerous places before you reach the end of the journey." This worried Dorothy a little bit, but she knew that only the great Oz could help her to get to Kansas again, so she bravely resolved not to turn back. Can you imagine being that brave if you were lost and on your own? The Munchkins were nice, but there are more adventures on the way for Dorothy. To find out what happens next, you just need to watch The Wizard of Oz Part 3 on Y105's Reading Radio. Don't forget to take some time as a class to answer the questionnaire that your teacher has and send it back to us so you can have a chance to win a prize and a live reading radio story time with Y105 DJs in your classroom. Thanks for letting us share your story time, and don't forget to keep reading.